What's up, gang? It's Keg from Nuke the House Sports Betting here to preview the field for this week's NASCAR Cup Series race at Bristol Motor Speedway, the Food City 500. You guys know the deal. Nuke the House is currently available on the OddsShopper Tales platform, selling weekly and monthly NASCAR packages, which include subscriber in-game betting shows for every NASCAR Cup, Xfinity, and Truck Series. All premium wagers fully tracked on the NukeTheHouse.com platform. Check us out, see what we did in 2023, 2024. And obviously, don't forget to check out our new NASCAR betting show Sunday mornings at 11 a.m. on NASCAR Radio, Sirius XM. And with that, we've got a lot to get into in the next 10 minutes. All right. So, you guys know the deal. Been a bad few weeks. Basically, even on the year now, after being up about 50 units 3 weeks ago. Been a rough stretch of volatility. What can we do? We just keep plugging along. We keep going and on and on. And that's it. That's once the volatility swung last year, we ended up having a phenomenal year. But right now, your boy is going through it. All right, so let's kick it off with Kyle Larson 5-1 currently at FanDuel. Larson's a monster at this track. He's ended in the top 10 in 10 of the last 11 races at Bristol. He's got 5 top 5 finishes in his last 5 races at Bristol, including 2 wins in that span, right? He's led laps in the last 6 races, dominated the field in the fall last year. He led almost every single lap in the race over 460. He's got top 5 speed every time he comes here. Both he and Denny Hamlin definitely deserve to be your favorites this weekend without question. Kyle Larson has the best chance to win this race with another track that really suits his style. This is probably his best track. It might only be a half-mile track, but speed still carries high once that high line comes in, and it came in fast in the fall race last year. He put almost 20 cars down a lap in the first stage in the fall. Take him seriously. He's the favorite for a reason. 5-1 makes sense. If he qualifies in the top 6, he might be 3-1. The number one stat you have to keep in mind in your head for this race, the short track package is not good. I'm not a fan of it. You can't make quality passes. It's a lot of foulable leader. That's the reason 7 of the last 8 races at Bristol have been won by a driver starting in the front 3 rows. Keep that in mind when you bet this race. All right, Denny Hamlin. Back-to-back wins for Denny Hamlin, huh? He screwed us real good last week. Ryan Blaney should have won the race. We should have picked up about 15 units on him. Caution came out when he was winning with like 5 laps to go. And Denny, great pit stop, gets it done. Like we spoke about last week, momentum is real. And right now, our guy, Denny Hamlin, has it. And he's got a real chance to make it 3 in a row because he is phenomenal here at Bristol. He won here in 2023. He won here in 2024. And in the fall race last year where Larson dominated, Hamlin still had a top car in terms of position and in terms of speed. So he should be the co-favorite with Larson this week. Absolutely makes sense despite him being very, very fortunate to get the win last week at Darlington. But Denny and Kyle own this track in the next gen era. Got to take them seriously. Ryan Blaney. Ryan Blaney's going to put me in the ground. So he is the fastest guy on track the last month. We know that. I've been saying it for a month. Nobody can contend with him. He's an absolute monster. We're in a similar spot to last week where we were with Blaney. When you look at the speed that he's shown at Bristol in the new car, doesn't blow you away, much like Darlington, right? Solid, but not excellent, right? That's basically what we said at Darlington. It doesn't matter, man. It doesn't matter right now. Didn't matter last week. I don't expect it to matter this week. He blew away the field with he blew away the speed that he had at Darlington last week. Absolutely blew the speed away, right? So he's been the fastest on track, we know, for the last four, maybe with the exception of Martinsville. Until I see Blaney on the track struggling, not making quality passes, I'm going to assume that he has race winning speed, period. We should have cashed this regular season win total over 2.5 wins, 7 races into the year. Eventually, his bad luck has to turn. Take him seriously. Chase Elliott, about 9-1. Unlike Ryan Blaney, Chase Elliott has been phenomenal, and he's fast. He's actually been on average top 5 in speed in the next gen era at Bristol. He's been runner up twice in the last 4 races. He qualifies incredibly well here. He has a win here back in 2020, and he's finished in the top 8, 6 of the last 7 races. Like I said, many weeks. Elliott was a top 3 car in the short track package last year with Bell and Blaney, and he has not been bad to start the year in this package. Second fastest guy on track at Martinsville behind Hamlin. And while it's a very different track, it's always good to see somebody running solid in the package we're currently using, especially when he was one of the 3 best in the package last year. I like Elliott for sure this week. Top 5 contender, in my opinion. Christopher Bell, 6-1 right now. Chris Bell was the best driver in the short track package in 2024. He's run around in the top 5 in basically every single stage but one at Bristol in the next gen era. And he has basically finished in the top 10 every race at Bristol in the next gen era. I don't see how Bell isn't one of the top contenders in this race, considering how close he's been to winning this race since 2022. I mean, after Kyle Larson, after Denny Hamlin, I'm not sure another driver has a better chance to win the race on Sunday than Chris Bell. I mean, he's been top 5 in speed both races this year in the package, and he's either been the fastest or second fastest car on track in half the races at Bristol in the next gen era. He can definitely win this race. Take him seriously. Chase Briscoe, interesting. He's interesting this week. Definitely in better equipment than he was at Stuart Haas the last couple of years, although the equipment that he had been in was improving. When I think of Briscoe on short tracks, wheelhouse, usually flat tracks, but he's run around in the top 8 multiple races at this track. While he only has one top 8 finish in the new car at Bristol, he could have easily had a top 3 or top 5 car in the fall race had he not got a speeding penalty on pit road, and he still drove back up to 8th. He's better here than I thought he was. He qualifies well. Track position will definitely matter. One thing that would give me pause is that he's been hit or miss in terms of speed in the package this year through the first couple short track races. He had, but Marty always had great equipment, and he qualified in the top 3 rows at Bristol in 7 of the last 9 races. So Chase Briscoe intrigues me this week. It doesn't help that he's going out in the first group and qualifying, though. That concerns me. But at 18-1, price is fair. Alex Bowman, 44-1. Actually, before we get to Bowman, let me go to Byron. Will Byron, 12-1. Normally fast. Let's be honest. Byron's fast everywhere, right? Normally. I call him Kyle Larson light when it comes to Hendrick Motorsports. So when I see Byron carrying average speed at best at Bristol in the last 3 races, it gives me pause because we don't normally see him struggle anywhere in terms of speed. But he's been, you know, just about as fast as anybody this year, with the exception of Blaney. Second at Phoenix, second in speed at Vegas, fourth at speed at Homestead, first at Darlington, although I truly find that hard to believe, that speed rank. I don't think anybody was faster than Blaney. But regardless, he's been very fast this year, but his Bristol results are mixed. So be careful. He was much faster in 2022 and 2023 at Bristol than he was in the last 3 races. At best, he feels like a pick up the pieces guy late, like Byron is. If he qualifies well, if there's a late caution, can he be there? Probably, as long as he qualifies well. He's a contender. Don't love speed he's carrying here. Finally, couple long shots. Roush. Oh, actually, and Alex Bowman. Bowman's, hasn't been great in the short track package, but I do look at I look at Dover sometimes as a reference, although there's not really one true comp for Bristol. He's excellent at Dover. He's excellent at qualifying at Bristol. He started in the top 3 in 2 of the last 4 races here. And if we think track position is going to matter, man, which we do, Bowman could be there to be another pick up the pieces late guy with a late caution. I'm pretty sure he will not have race winning speed compared to some of the people we've already spoke about. But like I said, much like Will Byron, I could see Bowman in a spot to come off pit road in a great spot late on a late restart. 45 to 1, the price is fair considering where he's been qualifying. All right, finally, Roush. First thing that sticks out to me with Roush this week, none of them really qualify well. And I'm talking about Brad Keselowski, Ryan Preece, and Chris Buescher. I like Roush this week for the props market. I'm not sure that they can win the race. The one thing I'll say is that Preece and Buescher are qualifying better this year than they did last year. Buescher won here in 2022. He's finished in the top 7, 3 of the last 4. But in order for him to win this race, I feel like he needs to have a really solid pit stall and qualify really well. He's going in the wrong direction in terms of speed, though, at Bristol. He was much faster in 2022 and 2023 than he was in 2024. Because he barely cracked the top 10 in speed in either race in 2024. I want to be interested in these guys, but I don't know if they will have anything for the big hitters. Same with Preece. Preece about as fast as anybody on the track at Darlington besides Blaney. If the field doesn't flip on that lug nut, I'm confident he finishes in the top 5 and ends with a great day. He's been the top 4 multiple times this year because Blaney can't get right. I like these guys in the prop market. Not sure if they could win the race, but I think they were worth mentioning tonight. So that's where we're at. That is your field for the Food City 500 at Bristol Motor Speedway. Don't forget, we'll be live Friday, Saturday, and Sunday on NUKE YouTube for every race. And we'll see you back here Sunday morning for some best bets for the Food City 500. Later, boys.